Good morning. What a beautiful morning it is. I'm here at Pati Trippel's studio. Let's knock on the door so we can take a peek into her studio.
Hi, Marlene.
Well, hi, Patti. What
Come on
a
in.
gorgeous studio.
Thank you.
Wow. This is a treat for sure.
This is my office. My art books are right here.
Wow, you've got a collection there.
I do.
Yeah. So this is Pati Trippel, and she is one of the other featured artists at Artist Workshop Gallery this weekend. For the entire month, but Gallery Walk is Friday night from 5 until 9 p.m. So she's going to give us a tour of her studio, and we'll talk about how she works and what she works with.
Okay.
Are you ready for the tour?
I am.
Oh, good.
Well, this is a couple of my paintings here. This is one of my acrylic dyed tissue collages, and then one of my pastels.
Oh, those are gorgeous. And the wall, I bet you did the wall too.
Yes, I love them full finishes.
Wow. And I know you love to do the tissue paper collage.
Yes.
Because I remember one time when I was here, this is tissue paper, isn't it?
Yes,
on
it is.
The furniture there. You are just multi-talented and don't just use it on wall art. You also do walls.
Right. Walls and furniture.
Oh, and quilting too. This is some of your quilts?
It's a different kind of quilting. It's not the sewing kind.
Oh, okay. But it's a beautiful collection.
Thank you. I love the colors.
Oh my goodness.
So this is my main studio, and I do a variety of different mediums. I do quilting. I do art quilts, watercolors. I do the acrylic dyed tissue collage, pastels. I do polymer clay jewelry, and polymer clay figures. And so I've had to keep really organized because when I shift between different mediums, I have to put everything away and bring out a whole new set because when I do the tissue paper, it fills the room.
Oh, I can imagine.
With tissue paper. And when I do beads, it fills the room with beads. When I do clay, it fills the room with clay. So this room keeps getting repurposed.
Oh, okay.
Depending on what I'm working on.
What you're working on. And when you work on something, do you just concentrate on that one particular medium for a length of time, or?
I do. I get it. When I wake up in the morning, I usually wake up around 6 or so, and I lay in bed for an hour. And I think about my day and how I'm going to execute different projects. Mm-hmm. And then when I get out of bed, I'm just ready to go. I know what I need to do. I'm very organized.
Yes, you.
I know
yes, you are.
First, second, third. And also, when I wake up in the morning, I know what I'm inspired to do. Mm-hmm. Like there's sometimes that I just don't feel like doing polymer clay. Mm-hmm. I don't have to.
Right.
So that day I'll do some acrylics.
Okay.
And what I really love doing is sewing, so I have to resist getting on the sewing machine because then I won't get off.
Oh my goodness! Oh.
I'll show you one of my art quilts over here that I just finished.
That's just such a neat, organized studio. I'm going to back up here so I can see.
So this is the design wall. And right now, the iguana's up because they're loose threads, and every time I come by, I find one and I clip them off.
That's a good way to do.
Underneath is the planning stages for the next quilt. It's going to be white birches. Well, actually, not going to be aspens, and putting doll eyes in. The birch trees, the way aspens have those eyes in them.
Oh my goodness.
They're going to be little
doll eyes.
I had these left over from lots of other projects. I figured this would be a fun way to use them up.
Oh my goodness.
And this is what I think of when I wake up at 6 in the morning.
Oh my word.
These great ideas.
And then you have to put them on this wall to see if it's feasible or mull it around in your brain a bit more.
What fabric is the best? Like this could have been the sky, but not enough contrast with aspen trees.
Okay.
This is just the fabric that I'll be using. So I'm probably going to go with the darker medium tone to make a higher contrast.
Well, in the camera here, it really does have the better contrast for sure. Yeah. Oh, this is just fabulous.
And then this is a sign that I see every morning when I come in.
Color your day happy. Yep. I know you laugh a lot, so that's wonderful. No wonder. Oh, cool.
So
I'm afraid I would set up a bed in here.
much come down here. It's on my wing of the house. I come down here around 8 in the morning, and I don't leave till 5.
Oh, wow. And I bet you've done this mural in your bathroom, too.
I was inspired to connect the what's going on in the backyard with the interior of the house.
Oh, my goodness.
So I've got the palm trees coming into the house and the hydrangeas coming into the house. And
oh, how cool.
the left side is going to have more palms and ivy and lots of birds flying.
Oh, so it's not finished
No,
yet?
it's not finished yet.
And then here, hidden, is your tools, or your tool chest or wall.
I'd love to have my tools organized so when I come in here, when I want my needle nose pliers, I know exactly where they are, and I pull them off the wall and I put them right back. Yeah.
Don't you love those magnetic strips?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
I don't know how I lived
I
without
have them
them.
for my sewing things too.
Oh, goodness. And so you have a sewing nook, and it's very organized. Well, I would think you have to be very organized when you work in so many different mediums.
You do. If you're looking for the right color orange thread, you don't want to be having to look for orange, period. You just want everything lined up so you can get the right
color.
Exactly.
And even find it without digging in a shoebox or something.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's all out. I know what I have, so if I have to buy anything else. So now I'm working on acrylics, and I'm replenishing my mini series and also adding some new birds that some people have asked for. They've been asking for crows, a blue heron, a purple finch. So these are just I do the background first, so this is just the first stage. And I let it totally dry before I go into foreground, because if I don't, I'll mess it up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, this is acrylic, you said, right?
It is. It's fluid acrylics.
And so this is all in different stages. You're beginning the bird here.
Yep, that's the blue heron I'm starting. And then this is a turkey vulture. I'm really impressed with them. They're pretty ugly.
But they've got blue legs and feet. Have you seen that?
No, I have to look more carefully.
That one doesn't, but some of them have the most pretty blue feet. It amazed me one day when I ended up getting close to them.
But I love the wingspan. That's what I find most impressive about.
And they look white when they're flying over.
Yes.
Yeah, the wings do. Now these are in completion, aren't they?
These are finished. I finished the edges with black, and I like to use the iridescent paints on some of the birds whose feathers glow like the rock pigeons.
Yeah, that right there is not picking up well in the camera. I'm going to tilt down a little. Yeah, oh my. Look at the robin. Oh, these are just fabulous. Now,
thank you.
Are you going to have these in your exhibit?
They are. They will be in the exhibit somehow. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put them yet, but they'll be there.
And what size are they? 4 by 4?
4 by 4 inches. I'll also be featuring my 6 by 6 scenes of Hot Springs and Little Rock and Arkansas.
Now, who wouldn't want to paint in this beautiful room where you have a view
and I have a
of your garden
light, which artists like.
Yes.
So I've got lots of light. I've got a light table that's put into the counter so that I have easy access to it.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? And in case you don't know what a light table is, here's a light table. And what do you use this for?
I use it for when I'm tracing images.
Oh, okay. That is really wonderful.
A lot of times when I'll do a sketch of something, I'll use multiple lines to get it right. Then I put it on here in the light box, and I pick out my favorite lines, and that becomes the drawing.
Oh, okay. What a
it's
handy tool.
It is.
Yes.
It's very handy.
And I saw this here. This has got to be handy. Just paper on a roll.
Yeah, this is because I use so much tissue paper when I do my acrylics. My acrylic dye tissue cloth, that it's just so easy just to rip it off.
Oh yeah, better than those little packets and having to unfold them and
it doesn't matter if it's wrinkled for what I do. So what I don't use, I just stuff in the back.
Stuff back there.
Yeah, I pull the back out.
How handy!
It is.
And this wonderful countertop, plenty of room to work for sure.
And I have this kitchen table behind me, the old kitchen table. That's more at a workspace, so I can really get a lot out in the room when I'm working.
Right.
And have everything at my fingertips.
And don't have to shift things to to work on. They
Yeah,
each have a
right.
spot they can lay
Yeah.
while you're working and using it. So.
Yeah, I mostly use this as a drying table.
Okay. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
I see all these ribbons. Are these quilt ribbons, art ribbons?
They're mostly art. They're mostly acrylic dye tissue collage, and a couple of watercolors. And the ones over on the right, a lot of those are pretty new. It's art quilting. I've only started art quilting a couple years ago, so I haven't. The iguana you just saw is going into a contest.
Into a contest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Here in the state or out of state?
It'll be for the Houston Quilt Show.
Oh, wow.
I'll find out in July 1st. So.
Oh man, good luck.
Thank you.
It ought to be a winner for sure.
Well, we'll see. There's a lot of really good, talented artists out there.
And you have collected fabric, I presume, through the years?
I like to keep that color coded too, so I can find it.
Okay.
And then I keep rotating and moving it. The sun never hits here directly, but I'm very conscious about it getting faded by the sun.
Yeah.
And then all of the different things that I do, I have everything labeled so I can find them easily.
That's very important, I think, or to be organized is to have things labeled and to be able to.
For example, the eyeballs we just looked at. I always had trouble finding the eyeballs because they didn't really fit in buttons. They didn't really fit in trim black.
Yeah.
So I just added the eyeballs to the buttons and we're good to go.
And then you have to put them in there each time. I mean, I have to put them back.
I put them back.
Yes. Yes. Well, how long have you been doing art, Patti?
Oh, my entire life.
Entire life.
Yeah. I majored in art, elementary education, and college. And when I got out, there weren't any teaching jobs, so I ended up working for IBM. But when I was with IBM, I was silk screening T-shirts for, the branch office, and I was always the one that's called to do any graphics work.
Oh, wow.
And then I owned a couple laundromats and used to paint the windows of that. And then I was, I was a legal secretary. Didn't use my art there very much. I taught classes after school to kids. And then I started doing faux painting in people's homes like these walls. And after that, I owned the restaurant. There I designed my own menus and painted the walls. And we had an art show of all the students that worked for us at the restaurant on a rotating basis. So art's always been a part of my life, and I've never stopped, no matter what profession I had. But it was when we moved to the village, I think in 2007, and I joined Brushstrokes and became part of this gallery that I really started paintings again.
Oh, okay.
And
really seriously painting.
Seriously painting. I actually learned how to do the acrylic dye tissue collage from the videographer here, Marlene.
Why, thank you for giving me credit. And I don't even do it, but you do. You have taken it many, many, many steps further.
Well, thank
which
you.
have been wonderful. So.
Yeah, up to then I was mostly a watercolorist. And I think my biggest frustration with watercolors, I could never get the colors as vivid as I wanted.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was drawn to acrylics, either with the tissue paper or with acrylics.
Yeah, because the acrylics do have that vivid look. Yeah.
They do.
And it transfers even to the tissue paper very well.
Oh, it does.
It really does.
It does.
I do love the effect of tissue paper.
Yeah. And if it's not as rich as you would like it, you can go right back over the glaze and really intensify the colors.
Right. That glazing is amazing, for sure.
It is. The glazing is amazing.
Although you can do some of that in watercolor, but not as strongly. You have to be very careful with it.
Watercolors I find very unforgiving as well, whereas acrylics are much more forgiving because you can paint over a spot. Or with me, with the tissue paper, if I don't like a spot, I'll put a piece of white tissue on top, and it gives me a blank canvas, and I'll just put
can start over again.
On.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
It's very forgiving.
Very forgiving. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you want to tell the public here before we close down on this?
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, I love listening to music when I do my artwork. I pretty much zone out. I love watching the squirrels and the birds on the feeder when I work. My most creative time is, like I said, is first thing in the morning, and it's really important for me to be organized because then I can be creative and I don't have to think about anything else. I can just be creative.
And to me, how you get a lot done is being organized and planning.
It is, and you wouldn't think that's true for an artist.
Right.
That artists are disorganized and sort of weird. But I always wear dirty clothes because I know I'm going to wipe the paint on my
Isn't
clothes.
that what they're for? Clothes?
I have a whole drawer full of paint clothes.
Me too, and it's getting fuller because sometimes I forget.
I know. So that's it. That's my studio.
Okay, well,
that's how I work, and
thank you so much for letting us have a peek into your wonderful studio life and creative life. And be sure and come down to Artist Workshop Gallery and see our featured artist for the month of June. And both of them, Patti and Bonnie, will be there Friday night from 5 until 9 p.m. at Hot Springs Gallery Walk. So be sure and come see them. And if you miss that, the gallery is open Thursday through Saturday from 10 until 5 p.m. and on Sunday from noon until 5 p.m. And we are having, for the month of June only, I think it is, special Thursday evening openings from 5 until 9. I think that's the time. I mentioned it on 8 until 9.
8, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's another time you can come down, especially if you have company. Come show them our beautiful gallery. So thanks once again for...
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Patti. And get busy.